Hello, everyone, and thanks for watching DCTV News. I'm Michael McGonigal.
And I'm Tammy Devine. We're glad you're watching. Our top story, earlier this week, the Senate voted for the second time on the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act. But just like last time, the legislation has failed. DCTV's Brittany Raymer has more.
Despite the passionate pleas of pro-life senators, the upper chamber failed once again to pass a bill that would protect babies born alive after a botched abortion. The push to adopt strict protections for babies born alive after a failed abortion gained ground in 2019 after Virginia Governor Ralph Northam made statements that seemed to support infanticide. Pro-abortion activists say this bill is an invitation to restrict abortion access and a solution in search of a problem. Not so, according to this abortion survivor.
I'm Melissa Oden. I am actually the survivor of a failed saline infusion abortion 40 years ago. And I now have used my life and my story to glorify God because I'm only alive by the grace of God. Abortion doesn't just end a life, it impacts people's lives for generations to come. And also I use my story to bring people to a place of healing.
Babies survive abortions every year in this country. Reports from a handful of states show 40 babies were born alive after failed abortion attempts since 2016. For those babies, most were given quote-unquote comfort care, which means that the babies are simply allowed to die without any life-saving medical attention. This latest attempt failed in the Senate on a close vote of 56 to 41. Back to you, Tammy.
A disappointing result for pro-life supporters and activists for sure. We'll be keeping a close eye on this story because Congress will no doubt be voting on future bills like this one.
The Supreme Court has announced that we'll hear a major religious freedom case involving a Philadelphia foster care agency. That's good news for those who've suffered many losses in the lower courts. Bruce Houseconnect has the details.
Catholic Social Services has served the city of Philadelphia for over 100 years, including foster care and adoption placement. But the city revoked its contracts with the faith-based agency over the issue of same-sex parenting. Now they're taking it to the Supreme Court. Officials with Catholic Social Services say they can certify only a mom and a dad as adoptive parents because of their biblical beliefs. Along with a couple of longtime foster moms who have worked with the agency, they took the city to court, charging religious discrimination. It's been a tough legal battle for 2 years, but recently the Supreme Court agreed to hear the case. Pro-family leaders are excited and hopeful about this development. I talked with Dr. Sharon Ford, who heads up Focus on the Family's Wait No More outreach to married couples thinking about foster care and adoption. I asked her what she hopes to see come out of this very important case.
What I hope to see is the opportunity for people of faith to make their decisions to move forward to be foster and adoptive families to be upheld. That if they want to walk by their faith, that they can continue to do so with organizations that are like-minded.
Many other faith-based agencies are facing similar discrimination around the country. Michael, back to you.
Bruce also tells us that the Supreme Court will likely render a decision sometime in early 2021. 2 Venezuelan refugees are traveling around the United States warning college students about the dangers of socialism. They've seen the problems up close. DCTV's Zach Metler has the story.
Michael, Jorge Galicia, and Andres Gualarte both grew up in Venezuela and witnessed how socialist policies destroyed their country. They're now going on a speaking tour nationwide to college campuses, warning American students against going down the same path.
It is really hard for people to believe that a country with so much potential could collapse so completely.
Breaking news in our world lead, Venezuela may be on the brink of no return right now.
This is what it's come to in Venezuela, emergency surgery by flashlight.
A massive shortage of food and aid in the country is leaving thousands of Venezuelans literally fighting for their lives.
In a promotional video for their tour, Galicia and Gualarte warn that the United States could soon see this level of poverty. A recent study found that 9.3 million people in socialist Venezuela don't have enough food to meet minimum nutrition requirements, and 1/3 are moderately or severely food insecure. 4.5 million people have reportedly fled the country, and hyperinflation of the Venezuelan currency has soared by 10 million%. Galicia and Gualarte know how vital it is to educate millennials, since that generation is now the largest voting bloc in the United States. A recent poll found that 36% of American millennials support communism. How they vote will be extremely important in the upcoming presidential elections. Michael, back to you.
Zach also tells us that much of the Venezuelan population is surviving on meager portions of potatoes and beans. In this election year, we'll soon find out whether Americans want to import socialist policies to the United States. Well, Tammy, we had some excitement in Colorado Springs this week with a special visitor.
Yeah, that's right, Michael. DCTV News recently covered President Trump's campaign rally in the Springs at the Broadmoor World Arena.
I love everything about him. I love what he stands for. 2020!
We found a lot of colorful characters waiting patiently in line for hours to hear what President Trump had to say.
Because we love Trump.
One woman says her faith doesn't keep her from supporting a man whose morals many have questioned.
He is imperfect. He is a sinner, as we all are, but his heart is in the right place.
Just thank you for everything that he's done, because I know he probably doesn't hear that enough.
Many parents brought their kids to the rally.
The president spoke for just over an hour and 40 minutes to a crowd of more than 10,000, with thousands more watching outside on big screens in freezing temperatures. If our interviews are any indication, Trump supporters would say it was worth the wait.
Yeah, I'm sure they would. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching DCTV News.
For more great coverage, visit our website at thedailycitizen.org, and don't forget to like, follow, and love us on social media.
See you next time.